which has led to the arrest of 26-year-old Esperidan Varela, who faces charges of violating probation and illegally processing a firearm. Another suspect is 37-year-old Abram Travis Girlajalva, was arrested yesterday afternoon and is being charged with multiple counts of murder, 2 counts of shooting at a motor vehicle, 2 counts of aggravated battery, tampering with evidence, and 4 counts of aggravated assault. The investigation is still ongoing, and anyone with information is asked to contact the Silver City Police at 575-538-3723.
The Albuquerque Police Department is teaming up with New Mexicans to prevent gun violence and other local partners to hold a safe surrender gun buyback. The event will be held at APD's University Substation on April 11th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Anyone can safely surrender a firearm while remaining completely anonymous, as the APD will not be retaining any information on participants. The compensation for the weapons will be provided by NMPGV in the form of cash, as well as New Mexico United and Isotopes tickets. All of the firearms must be unloaded and in working condition. Upon arrival, you are required to keep the firearm in the trunk of your vehicle. The cash amounts for bought-back weapons will be assault weapons, $250, semi-automatic rifles and handguns, $200, and rifles and shotguns, $100. So, Caitlin, how's the weather?
It's going to look kind of rough this weekend, I think.
Oh no.
But yeah, it's going to be raining. Do you guys want to hear a joke? Not a joke. Oh my gosh, a fun fact about the raindrops.
Yeah,
absolutely.
of course.
Did you know that raindrops are not actually shaped like tears? They're shaped like hamburgers. They're flat on the bottom and round on top.
Wow, how interesting.
Well, is there a chance for a cloudy with a meatball situation this
I
weekend?
fear not. I fear not. But we can take a look at that. Anyway, going into today, going into tomorrow, we see that we have a severe thunderstorm going through Kansas, but through the weekend, it should be going into Texas as well. So they're going to be watching for tornadoes and things like that. Closer to home, we're also going to be looking at some rain forming. We have a little bit of scattered showers today, but going into tomorrow, you see this huge storm that's forming. It's going to get pretty big into the weekend. So we'll probably see some rain finally. And taking a look at that wind to go along with the rain, it is going to get slow. It's going to slow down a little bit, and then it's going to come back up following that storm tomorrow. But that's all the weather I have for you right now. We're going to go back to the desk right now.
An effort by New Mexico's congressional delegation to protect the Upper Pecos watershed from new mining operations has been quashed by the federal government. In 2024, the congressional delegation called on the U.S. Forest Service to complete the initial steps of a mineral withdrawal process in the Upper Pecos watershed. The withdrawal encompassed multiple Pecos River tributaries with the goal to prevent future mining on the land that could potentially lead to condemnation of the watershed. On Monday, the Bureau of Land Management, the USFS, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture officially announced the cancellation of the withdrawal application, effective May 6, 2026. The cancellation will ensure that the land is available for a variety of uses, including potential mineral and geothermal development.
The Albuquerque Police Department has arrested 2 men accused of murder in Northwest Albuquerque. 22-year-old Xavier Torres and 19-year-old John Gonzalez claimed to have shot Gabriel Montano in self-defense after he pulled a gun on them. However, they gave inconsistent statements and intentionally called out Montano to come to their home, preparing for a confrontation. According to APD, surveillance video showed the 3 men standing together, and then without warning, one of the men stepped back and began firing. As Montano fell and hit the ground, APD said the shooter continued firing. APD found the guns used in the shooting due to Gonzalez selling them on social media sites. Both Torres and Gonzalez have been charged with murder. Coming up after the break, Caitlin will have her full weather report.
But first, let's take a look at today's financial market.
Welcome back to today's full weather forecast. I'm Caitlin Cook, and let's take a dive into today's full weather. Well, as I was talking about earlier, we have some winter storms actually going on here, and then going up into Kansas, they have a severe storm watch right now, and that's going to go into Kansas, into Texas, into the weekend. So we might see some tornado activity. Luckily at home, we probably won't see some tornadoes. Speaking of home, this is the rain forecast going into tomorrow. So this is today. We're going to get some scattered showers today, and then going into tomorrow afternoon, it's going to pick back up, as you can see here, and then it's just going to continue. Taking another look, we actually have some earthquakes. We had some earthquakes this week in Carlsbad and in White Sands, and that may have triggered some of the ones going on currently in Texas. You can see here, it has a magnitude of 2.5, and then up here is roughly a magnitude of 1.2. So keep an eye out for that if you live down there in Texas. Coming back home, we see those winds I was talking about earlier. They're going to get kind of rough through the weekend with that storm coming in and forming, so keep an eye out for that. With that storm, hopefully our drought conditions will go down. As you can tell, we have, well, the whole state's under a drought right now. We have some abnormally dry to some moderately dry, and up in this area we have extremely dry, but nothing looks to be exceptionally dry. So hopefully that rain coming in will put some of the state back at some ease with no drought conditions. Take 1 second, it doesn't want to go forward. We are going to look at that 7-day forecast with the current movement, or current temperatures, there we go. With the current temperatures, we're looking at in the 80s down here in the state, and then up towards the higher part of the state, they're going to be a little bit cooler in the 70s, so they're going to feel more of the spring conditions while we're feeling more of those summer conditions, with Clovis at 80, Portales at 83, and Lubbock at 81. So we're going to stay pretty warm today. Going into tomorrow's lows, we are looking at the 40s up north, with Farmington at 49, Gallup at 37, and Santa Fe at 47. And then Hobbs and Portales area, they're going to stay in the 50s. Going into tomorrow's highs, we are looking in the 80s again, with Roswell at 84 and Portales at 81, with Clovis at 78. And higher up north, we're going to still be feeling more of those spring conditions with everything in the 70s. Tomorrow's lows are going to stay roughly in the 40s and 50s again. Going into that 7-day forecast, we're looking at some rain this weekend, hopefully, but it's going to go back into the 80s through the rest of the week in Roswell. And Tucumcari, we're going to see some rain tomorrow. And then in Portales, it's going to be in the 80s this weekend. Saturday, we're supposed to get some rain at 71. And then through the week, it's going to get up into the 80s.
So it looks like the April showers are here without a second to spare.
They truly are. And hopefully we'll get some May flowers after this.
Oh, that'll be so beautiful.
I can break out my chicken rain boots. I'm excited.
It's already starting to look really pretty here on campus,
really
too.
It is. I do.
It is.
Well, I guess that's all the weather we have for you, but stay tuned because we do have more news and more sports.
Welcome back, sports lovers. I'm your host, Fernando Balderrama, and your daily dose of sports starts right now. Starting on the free throw line today, this week is the last regular season week for the NBA, with several key matchups all taking place to determine seeding out in the Eastern and Western conferences. This is an exciting week to watch some basketball. First, in the Eastern Conference, only the 1 through 4 seeds are locked up and clinched, leaving the 5 through 10 seeds all open, as all the teams still competing for these spots are within 4 games of each other, so there can be a lot of movement that can happen over these last 3 games. As for the Western Conference, the first 6 seeds are clinched, leaving only the 7 through 10 seeds left undetermined. As of right now, it looks we can see maybe 2 teams swapping seedings, but the other 2 teams, they should stay in the same spot that they are right now. Going into the playoffs, the number 1 seed in the Western Conference is the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference is the Detroit Pistons. The playoffs begin with the play-in tournament, which will begin April 14th and end the 17th. For the first rounds of the true playoffs, they will start the next day, April 18th. Want to know who makes the finals this year? Yeah, me too, so make sure you keep up with the NBA to see. Now walking over to the golf course, the Masters started up this morning down in the Peach State. The world's famous golf tournament started with legends of the game such as Jack Nicklaus, Tom Watson, and Gary Player taking the ceremonial tee shot to get the tournament going. This year marks 90 years of the Master and is the first of 4 men's major championships in professional golf. With the Masters starting today, some of the iconic moments from the tournament that happened today are the shot heard around the world. Gene Sarazen holds a 235-yard shot for a double eagle on the 15th hole, helping him tie Craig Wood and subsequently win a 36-hole playoff the following day in 1935. Arnold Palmer won his 3rd Masters title after making up a 5-shot deficit on the final 9 holes, leading to the first 3-man playoff back in 1962. Lastly, in 2006, Phil Mickelson won his 2nd Masters title and 2nd consecutive major, finishing 7 under par. This year's Masters runs through today, ending on April 12th. On that Sunday, the Masters conclude with the winner of the tournament receiving the iconic green jacket. I can't wait to see who rises up and takes it all this year. Now stepping into the batter's box, ENW softball unfortunately lost both their games last Friday while they were home. The Lady Hounds lost Game 1 9-4 and lost Game 2 with a score of 12-1. Even though the softball team lost both games last week, they hit the road today, heading down to the Sooner State to face the number 12 ranked Oklahoma Christian for a doubleheader. Game 1 started at 12 p.m. and Game 2 started at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. After these games today, the Lady Hounds will stay in Oklahoma to take on the Cameron Aggies tomorrow in another doubleheader. Those games will take place at 3 and 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Will our softball team get back on track and rack up some wins over these next games, or will their losing streak continue? Check back in next week for an update. Lastly, hitting the ice, the intensity of the postseason hockey is almost here as the NHL prepares to drop the puck on the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs next week starting on April 18th. In the Eastern Conference, powerhouse teams like the Buffalo Sabres and the Carolina Hurricanes have been among the top contenders all season, fighting to secure that number 1 spot and home ice advantage. Out west, teams like the Colorado Avalanche and Dallas Stars are leading the charge, looking to enter the playoffs as the top seed in the Western Conference. And as we've seen year after year, seeding matters, but it doesn't guarantee anything. The Stanley Cup playoffs are known for upsets, overtime thrillers, and breakout performances. Once the sticks hit the ice, it's anyone's game. The road to the Stanley Cup begins next week, and if history tells us anything, expect the unexpected. Well, folks, that's all the sports I have for you today, but make sure you stay tuned after this break as we have more exciting news for you.
Welcome back. A traffic stop on I-40 went horribly wrong as a New Mexico State police officer's patrol vehicle was sideswiped during a traffic stop. It started as a typical traffic stop when a New Mexico State police officer pulled over a driver on I-40 east of Gallup. While the officer was questioning the driver about a suspected DWI, a red car sped by, sideswiping the officer's unit and the car he had pulled over. Both cars were damaged, but luckily no one was hurt. A second officer arrived on the scene and interviewed the driver of the red car. He found 41-year-old Tiffany Jim from Arizona sitting in the passenger seat. She told police that her friend was driving. NMSP said her vehicle smelled of alcohol and determined Jim was the driver. They gave her a field sobriety test. Jim had trouble with the test and she was placed under arrest. She questioned police about her arrest, claiming she wasn't the one driving. Jim is facing charges for aggravated DWI, careless driving, and carrying an open container.
The Clovis Police Department is reminding officer applications of the next physical fitness testing. The next fitness testing will occur this Friday at 10 a.m. at the Clovis Community College track. The test will include a 1.5-mile run, which needs to be completed in at least 15 minutes and 54 seconds, a 300-meter sprint in 71 seconds, 15 or more push-ups in a minute, and 27 or more sit-ups in 1 minute. If you have any questions, you can text 575-237-5212 or call 575-769-1921. On April 9th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., there will be a vocal studio showcase presented by Dr. Casey Glazier and Dr. Kyle Melton. They invite you to join them for an evening of musical celebration, the talented voice of students. This special recital features a vibrant program of solos, duets, and group numbers, highlighting the commitment, musicianship, and development of the choral students throughout the school year. With a wide variety of styles and repertoire, there is truly something for everyone to enjoy. If you are looking to see some amazing music being made by ENMU students, you won't want to miss out on this event.
ENMU's Department of Health and Wellness and the Department of Public Safety are holding an event on April 15th to help show the dangers of drinking and driving. The Drive Through Disaster, a DUI event, will start at 11 a.m. and run until 1 p.m. in the bus lane outside of the campus Union building. Participants in this event will get to drive around in a go-kart with drunk goggles, simulating the experience of driving while intoxicated. There will be interactive activities as well as fun challenges to undertake. For more information about the event, email portalis.wellness ambassadors@enmu.edu. Coming up after the break, we will see who the pet of the day is.
And take one last look at the weather, so make sure you stay tuned.
Welcome back. From a horse in high water to a gator getting grabbed.
Amanda Sandstone has that and more in today's Take a Look at This.
What started out as your everyday field trip for some Chandler, Arizona second graders
They were really excited to see the farm and tractors and things like that.
ended with a daring rescue and a life lesson when bus drivers Michael Randall and Doug Rogers saw someone in need of help.
My first thought, it looked like a coyote. Then I heard the kids say, "It's a dog, it's a dog, it's a dog."
With encouragement from the students, Randall and parent chaperone Julia Valenti sprang into action, working together to rescue the frightened pup trapped in the canal, demonstrating what a little teamwork and humanity can do.
There's still good in the world, that people still want to do the right thing.
From 4 paws in trouble to 4 hooves in danger, Troy the horse is back home safe and sound after being swept away by raging floodwaters last weekend in Marengo, Illinois.
How are we going to get there?
A team of nearly 4 dozen people worked nonstop to rescue Troy from the icy cold creek,
He fought for his life and he's doing amazing.
giving this exquisite equine a new lease on life.
Look how cool I am. I'm the celebrity of the town.
But not all animals in need of rescue are as charming as Troy.
Right there, he's huge. Good God.
What Tampa police first thought was a human intruder turned out to be a 9'6" alligator, who is not too pleased to have their 3 a.m. swim interrupted.
So he'll just frolic around and then wear himself out?
Yeah. That'll burn something like
Officers assisted the trapper in capturing the pool partying pest. But with gator mating season underway, this reptilian Romeo's courtship efforts may have been cut short by the long arm of the law. For Take a Look at This, I'm Amanda Sansoni.
Today's pet of the day is Lucy, who was sent in by the Long family. Lucy is a 6-year-old mutt with a golden eyes. She is a moody dog, but has big feelings. She's very loving, and she has expressive ears and tail that are always wagging. She loves her humans, and they feel the same way.
If you would like to see your pet on the news, send in some photos of them, as well as their name, age, and something that you love about them, to news3nm@enmu.edu.
So Caitlin, are we able to get one last look at that weather?
Yeah, so in Santa Rosa this weekend, we're looking at it being in the 70s, going up, and then dropping into the 60s on a Saturday. Past that, we're going to be looking at Carlsbad being in the 80s and then dropping into 71 through the weekend. It's going to be a little bit cloudy, so hopefully they'll also get some rain. Looking at Roswell, we're going into the 80s today and tomorrow, and then on Saturday it's also going to drop into the 70s, so everyone's going to have a nice weekend. That's what it sounds like. And then in Portales, we're 64 today. Tomorrow we're going to be 85, so pretty toasty. And then on Saturday we're also going to be 71 and cloudy. So hopefully we're going to get some rain, and hopefully we have a really nice, cool weekend is what I'm hoping for.
Well, I would agree, as I know Eastern's doing the Eastern in Action cleanup this weekend.
Yes, they are.
Hoping for good weather for them.
Hopefully less sunburns than last year. So
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do remember sleeping on the bench because I was so sick.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, that's all we have for you.
And we'll see you later.
Good night.